Let's get right into it. Number 1. The self-incinerating sickness. Imagine your body is a fancy high-tech fortress, and a tiny unwelcome guest, say a particularly nasty flu virus, decides to crash the party. What's your body's first line of defense? A subtle, sophisticated counterattack? A precision strike? Nah, your internal security system decides the best course of action is to crank the thermostat to surface of the sun levels. That, my friends, is fever, and it's less about making the invaders uncomfortable and more about making you feel like a forgotten casserole in a microwave. Your hypothalamus, the brain's tiny temperature regulator, suddenly thinks you're a reptile needing a good sunbath, all in the name of cooking those pesky pathogens. The idea is that higher temperatures make it harder for bacteria and viruses to reproduce, and it can even boost your immune cells' activity. Sounds smart, right? Except when your brain starts to feel like a scrambled egg, your muscles ache like you've run a marathon while sleepwalking, and you're sweating enough to fill a small swimming pool. Your body, in its infinite wisdom, has decided that the best way to save you from a cold is to make you feel like you're actively dying from a heat stroke. It's the biological equivalent of burning down your house to get rid of a spider. Effective, perhaps, but the collateral damage is just chef's kiss. Number 2. The overzealous swelling squad. Ever stub your toe so hard it looks like you've tried to smuggle a small potato in your sock? Or maybe you've had a paper cut that decided to puff up like a miniature, angry sausage? Congratulations, you've just experienced your body's inflammation response, a biological defense mechanism that's about as subtle as a marching band in a library. When tissue gets damaged, your immune system doesn't just send in a few medics, it deploys the entire National Guard, complete with tanks, helicopters, and a full-scale parade. Blood vessels dilate, flooding the area with immune cells, fluids, and proteins. This influx is supposed to isolate the injury, clean up debris, and kickstart the healing process. And it does. Eventually. But first, it makes the affected area red, hot, swollen, and exquisitely painful. It's like your body's way of saying, hey, something's wrong here. And to make sure you really notice, I'm going to make it impossible for you to ignore. While crucial for recovery, chronic inflammation can turn into a biological bully, contributing to everything from arthritis to heart disease. So, that swollen ankle isn't just a sign of healing, it's your body's drama queen immune system putting on a full-blown theatrical production, starring you as the unwilling, uncomfortable audience member. Number 3. The allergic overkill. Ever been minding your own business, perhaps enjoying a perfectly innocent peanut butter sandwich, when suddenly your throat decides it's auditioning for a role as a tiny, angry balloon? Or maybe a whiff of pollen turns your nose into a leaky faucet and your eyes into itchy, swollen golf balls? Welcome to the bizarre world of allergies, where your immune system, bless its overprotective heart, mistakes a harmless particle for a full-blown alien invasion. Instead of calmly assessing the situation, it goes full panic mode, deploying chemical weapons like histamine that cause all those delightful symptoms: sneezing, itching, swelling, and in extreme cases, anaphylactic shock, which is basically your body trying to eject itself from its own existence. It's like having a security system that calls in a SWAT team, a bomb squad, and a full military airstrike because a leaf blew into your yard. The intention is noble, to protect you from perceived threats, but the execution is wildly disproportionate. Your body is so committed to keeping you safe from that microscopic speck of dust or that delicious strawberry that it's willing to make you utterly miserable, or even put you in the hospital. It's the ultimate biological better safe than sorry approach, except sorry often involves a trip to the emergency room and a lifetime of avoiding perfectly good food or adorable fluffy animals. Number 4. The evacuation protocol, aka vomit and diarrhea. Picture this: you've just consumed something questionable. Maybe it was that suspicious-looking street taco, or perhaps you finally gave in to the dare to eat that ancient leftover from the back of the fridge. Before you can even register the regret, your body's internal alarm bells are clanging, and it initiates the most aggressive cleanup operation known to biology: projectile vomiting and explosive diarrhea. This isn't just your stomach being a drama queen, it's a highly efficient, albeit incredibly unpleasant, defense mechanism designed to expel toxins and pathogens from your system as quickly as humanly possible. Your brain, specifically the chemoreceptor trigger zone, detects the nasties and sends out the eviction notice. Muscles contract violently, sphincters relax, and suddenly, you're a human geyser, emptying your digestive tract with a force that could power a small boat. The goal is clear: get it out now. And while it's undeniably effective at preventing worse infections or poisoning, it comes at a steep cost. Dehydration, electrolyte imbalance, and the sheer indignity of it all. Your body, in its wisdom, decides that a few hours of feeling like you're starring in a horror movie is a small price to pay for not dying from food poisoning. It's the biological equivalent of throwing out the baby with the bathwater, the bathtub, and half the bathroom wall, just to make sure that one tiny germ is gone. Efficient? Yes. Dignified? Absolutely not. Number 5. The perpetual panic button. Ever found yourself staring at an overflowing inbox, a looming deadline, or even just a particularly aggressive pigeon, and suddenly your heart is doing the cha-cha, your palms are sweating like a rainforest, and your stomach feels like it's hosting a wrestling match? Congratulations, you're experiencing your body's ancient, primal stress response, affectionately known as fight or flight. This magnificent biological defense mechanism was perfected over millennia for situations like, say, being chased by a saber-toothed tiger. In those glorious days, a surge of adrenaline and cortisol would flood your system, sharpening your senses, boosting your strength, and preparing you to either outrun the furry menace or punch it square in the snout. It was a temporary, life-saving burst of superhero juice. The problem? Your modern brain, bless its overthinking heart, can't quite tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and an email from your boss with urgent in the subject line. So, instead of a quick sprint and a celebratory nap, you're stuck in a perpetual state of low-grade panic, your body constantly revving its engine without ever actually going anywhere. Chronic stress becomes a biological boomerang, throwing all those helpful chemicals back at you, leading to high blood pressure, weakened immunity, digestive issues, and even a brain that's less good at thinking clearly. Your body, designed to save you from immediate physical threats, now thinks your Monday morning commute is a life-or-death struggle, slowly but surely wearing you down from the inside. It's like having a fire alarm that goes off every time you burn toast, eventually making you deaf to actual emergencies. Number 6. The unfiltered exorcism. Imagine you're in a quiet library, deep in thought, when suddenly, without warning, your body decides it needs to perform an impromptu, high-velocity expulsion of air and mucus. Or perhaps you're mid-sentence, trying to explain something vitally important, and your diaphragm launches into a violent, uncontrollable spasm, sending a fine mist of your internal workings across the room. We're talking about the cough and sneeze reflexes, your body's incredibly effective, yet often socially awkward, biological bouncers. Their job is simple: detect any unwelcome irritants, dust, pollen, a stray eyelash, or a particularly aggressive virus, in your airways and eject them with extreme prejudice. A sneeze can launch particles at speeds up to 100 miles per hour, while a cough isn't far behind. It's a marvel of biological engineering, a powerful involuntary act designed to keep your lungs clear and your throat unchoked. The catch? These reflexes are not always discerning. They'll happily trigger at the slightest provocation, often at the most inconvenient moments, turning you into a human confetti cannon of germs and embarrassment. And while they're fantastic at clearing your airways, they're also incredibly efficient at sharing your biological treasures with everyone in a 5-foot radius. So, while your body is diligently protecting itself from a microscopic threat, it's simultaneously turning you into a biohazard, potentially spreading whatever it's trying to expel to unsuspecting bystanders. It's your body's way of saying, "I'm getting this out," and if you happen to be in the splash zone, that's entirely your problem. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.